We will continue our talk about Cognos for Office VBA abilities. First, we will talk about this publish procedure. As its name implies, this is the same as if we were to click on this publish button. We will publish our Office file to Cognos server. I will now go back, and this procedure is the same as all other procedures and functions. First, we suppress error messages, and then we call a publish function. But this procedure is special because it has a lot of arguments. So I have created this other module. I will jump to this other module, and here we have an example of those arguments. First, we have to provide URL of our Cognos server. Then we have to provide location on our computer of this Office file that we want to publish. Then we have to provide to what Cognos folder we want to publish this Office file. So how to find this address of this folder? Well, the easiest way is to look here. So we can import some report that is inside of that folder, and then we can from here copy address of that folder. We don't need this last part. This last part is about this report, about its name. We just need this part about folder. So we will place that here. This is a location in my folders, and if we are using team content, then our address would look like something like this. Then we have to give a name under which this Office file will appear in Cognos. So it won't appear under this name, but under this name here. We can provide a description and tooltip. And at the end, we will call that publish function. So I will now run this procedure. I will click on run, it will run, and then we can jump here to Cognos. And here we don't see anything. But if I jump here to team content and then back to my content, we will see our new file here. So this is it. We can't do much here with it. We can just name its name. We can copy it somewhere. So it is not really useful for work inside of Cognos. But of course, we can only download it by using Cognos for Office. So we would go to Cognos for Office add-on, and here we have this open button. So when we click here, we will see our file. Now there is no VBA function for downloading this published file, so we have to download them manually. Beside that, during the publishing, we have to set our language to English. So it will only work with the English language. And even if we are using VBA, we have to set our regional settings to English language. When you publish some Office file with VBA, you should always publish Excel file from Excel VBA, Word file from Word VBA, and PowerPoint file from PowerPoint VBA. Only in those cases everything will work correctly. Next function is UpdateServerUrl function. I will now jump to this Cognos module. And here below we have such function, and this function will replace the old URL with the new URL. So it is the same as if we were in Excel, for example. If we click on options, and then if we go down here and we use this button, update connection utility, in that case we can replace the old URL with the new URL. I will close this. And then for all of the imported reports, this URL here will be updated. I will now go back, and I will jump again to this module, other procedures. And I also want to tell you that this function is working as search replace. For example, we don't have to type the whole URL and this other URL. We can just type replace HTTP with HTTPS. And this will also work, so it is just search replace. Next function will write to log. In this case, we have to tell to what file to write our log. This here is a function. This is the call of a function, and this function will return the message from the Cognos to be written to log. And at the end, we can provide our own message to also be written to log. I will now jump here to IBM's module, and here below first we have trace log function. This function will return a message from the Cognos, and then we have this other function. This other function will write that message to some file. So here we have to provide address of that file. We have to provide a message from Cognos. So this here will actually take the value from this function, and at the end we can provide our custom message, and we will write all of that to some file. Now if we already have that file will be overwritten, and if we don't have that file will be created. I will now go back. I will now run this procedure here. I will run it, and we will get a new file. I will now go to find that file. Here it is, and inside of it, in the first line, we have Cognos message, but everything is empty because everything went fine. There was no problems, so this first line is empty, and in the second line, we have our custom message. I will now close this. I will go back to VBA. Then the next is one procedure, and this procedure is provided by IBM as an example of everything we can do. So this is one procedure that we would use actually in some production environment. I will now make this window smaller so we can see how this procedure will work. This procedure will first log us to Cognos. In this case, I'm already logged on, so I already can see all of my reports. So that means that I don't have to provide the real mail address or password. Then we will clear all of the data, we will refresh all of data, then we will log off, and at the end we will show the content of our log. I will now run this procedure so we can see how it works. So I will run it, and our data will be deleted, then it will be refreshed, and then we will get a message box with log message, and it is empty because everything went fine, there was no problems.